Well, welcome everybody to our empathy circle. It's great to see you here, and it's great to be here to facilitate this process. The empathy circle is really a space here for us to be together and really share of ourselves and to be heard and listen to our satisfaction. So the structure of this is fairly simple, and I'm actually going to share we can't do screen sharing, but I am going to put a link to a basic how-to in the chat, and feel free to open that up if you'd like. Some people are quite visual. I know I am. So yeah, so we can just go through the how-to. So what we will be doing today is taking turns speaking and listening. And there will be a third role in that. You'll be also observing what's happening. And then I, as the facilitator, will be using my phone as timer. We'll have 3-minute turns today to speak on the topic, which I'll share in the chat also in a moment. So in our structure today, there will be one person who speaks first, and then there will be the active listener who will be reflecting back what the speaker is saying. And I will be the first, I'll be the first listener to model how that goes. And basically we're reflecting what we hear, and we're not really putting in any interpretation or our own thoughts and opinions on it. We're just reflecting back. And so once the first turn has been taken, then the active listener will become the speaker, and that speaker will choose a listener, and we'll proceed that way. And yeah, everybody we'll all just hold the circle process, and we're gonna try as much as possible to stick to the steps. And that's it. And when you are the speaker, you're going to just speak about one or two ideas, so that you're not saying too much, so that the speaker can reflect back. Are there any questions? That's kind of how it goes. We're really here to just, be together and hold space and listen and share. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you say how long the speaker speaks for? I can't remember if you said that.
Yes, it was. We'll be speaking for 3-minute turns.
And that includes the reflecting the person does?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. It includes the reflecting. Any other questions?
So what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, so here's our topic. We're going to be talking about what are your thoughts and concerns about being an empathy circle facilitator? And I'll go ahead and put that here in the chat. You can talk about that, and you can also just talk about whatever is alive for you in the moment, or what's on your mind or your heart. Okay, if there are no other questions, then we'll go ahead and start.
Okay, let's pause for feedback then. So that was, you had about 40 seconds left, so it was under 5 minutes. How did it feel to you? What do you think you did well?
Well, it always feels very nerve-wracking to me. So yeah, I think hopefully that goes away with time and experience. But yeah, I think I explained it fairly clearly. And yeah.
Okay. Would you like feedback from others?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Daniel or John?
Yeah, well, what are
Some
your
well,
strengths? Oh,
and something, yeah, something that you thought she did well. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Not only was your tone casual, but you used certain, I can't even think what they were, but casual expressions. So I think it you know, giving giving the whole thing kind of an informal atmosphere, which I think is very good.
Thank you.
I like that you called out all three roles pretty clearly, as because I forgot to mention what everybody else did, so it was better when you kind of mentioned what the observers are doing, and also I think it's good practice for us to put the topic in the chat, because I didn't do that, and it's really helpful to have it there. Um, Side note, that link that you sent and Bill sends me to some other thing. I don't know if it's broken on my end, or but I go to this like PR website. It's not going to
Oh,
where
okay.
Yeah.
You know,
but that
actually,
was
Me
Bill did
too.
that too.
yeah. Well, it's funny because I put Bill's link and I didn't actually use that one. I used the one that Dwayne sent, and that one worked for me. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. And I
Okay.
will make sure that I'll check the link before I ever post.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
I agree with all the comments that have been made so far, and I would add that you seemed prepared because you had things you were going to put in the chat, and you had a link that you were going to send people to. So that kind of preparation just made me feel like you are organized and you thought about what you might do. And then the other thing that I thought was really strong was that you said something about the role of the listener. You gave some more details saying, so you don't want to be commenting or adding your own experience or stuff like that, kind of defining the role of the listener, which I think is important because people have such strong habits, of how they respond, what they think listening is, and so in addition to saying, so I think in an intro, in addition to saying, well, it's the role of the reflector to reflect back what they understand the person's trying to get across, to also say things, but the listener does not ask questions or make comments, agree or disagree, add their own experience, all the things that people do normally, and that it's easy for them to fall into. And so I thought it was great that you mentioned some of those. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So okay, it's your circle.
Great. So, do we have someone who would like to speak first? And I will be the first listener.